my cousins back in Detroit were wonderful people who have never left Michigan. It's hard for them to understand when I'm trying to explain to them how blessed we are in this nation, because they've never seen how desperate and tragic other people around the world have it. It's an important lesson. I want to tell you about a hero of mine that I met. His name is Senator John McCain. He has passed. Some of you know who he is. He was a POW in Vietnam for 5.5 years, became a congressman, then became a senator, ran for president, most recently passed away. A true great American hero. It was a thrill of mine to meet him in Iraq a few years ago. He came to see us and talk to us in Ramadi, Iraq, and it was an honor to meet him. He tells the story of Mike Christian. Mike Christian was a POW, like Senator McCain. Mike Christian had been a Navy enlisted sailor and then became an officer, and he was what they call a naval flight officer. So he was not a pilot, but he was a crew member in an aircraft. He was shot down and he was in a POW camp. And what he did is, as they started to receive gift packages, they had uniforms that kind of looked like blue scrubs. They had blue scrub pants, sandals, and a blue scrub shirt. Not very much. And what he did is he took the care packages, and if they had handkerchiefs in them or any type of clothing, he would take out the clothing, and at night he would take a needle made of bamboo. He would take the cloth and take off the strings, and inside this part of his uniform, he put together an American flag. So the blue background was here, and he got white material and red material and sewed in an American flag. And every day, he and his prison mates, at this time there were about 20 or 30 in each group, he would take off this, hang it up, and they would say the Pledge of Allegiance every day. There was a surprise inspection, and they caught Mike Christensen's flag, they being the North Vietnamese prison guards. They took him out, they took him to the room, and they beat him mercilessly for hours. And the other prisoners, to include Senator McCain, could hear for hours the beating. Ah! 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 Of course, they're hearing this, and there's nothing they can do, and they feel helpless. The doors open, they throw Mike Christensen back in. And there's not much they can do for him. They don't have any medical supplies. All they can do is hold him and try to get him back to sleep and comfort him. So for a few hours, Senator McCain and the other prisoners were holding him, tell him he's going to be all right. His eyes are swollen shut. He's bleeding. Probably has broken ribs. May not make it through the night. They don't know. So they lay him down. He finally goes to sleep. Senator McCain's a few feet away, and they're sleeping on the floor, very barren. He falls asleep. Something woke up Senator McCain, and he told this story in Iraq. He's told it for years. He wakes up, and he looks, and Mike Christensen has gotten up in the middle of the night and is in the corner under a light bulb. Not a light, but a light bulb. One light bulb. And he's sitting, his eyes are swollen shut, he can barely see. He's got a bamboo needle, and he's starting to make another flag. And he's not making another flag, and this is the point Senator McCain stressed, he's not making a flag for Mike Christensen. He's making a flag for those other Americans who every day look forward to saying the Pledge of Allegiance. Those are simple acts of great heroism. And when we read about history, when we meet heroes like Senator McCain, or we read about profiles of courage by people like President Kennedy, at the time Lieutenant J.G. Kennedy, the PT-109, we take inspiration from those. We take inspiration from those, and we say to ourselves, could I be that person? Could I meet that level of commitment? And it's very daunting. But you should ask yourself that question. You're of the ability, and if you're never challenged in that way, God bless you, and God bless our nation. But some of you will be challenged that way. You might be a first responder. You might be a firefighter. You might be a doctor that needs to save someone's life in an emergency room, and you've got to make a split-second decision right there. Should I clamp that valve, or should I open the heart? That's going to decide someone's life right there. You have the ability to make those type of strides on behalf of our nation. As I said, on its best day, the military is a great institution because it's a meritocracy. Who can tell me what meritocracy is? Go ahead. Correct. Your rank is based on your merit, and your merit is based on how successful you are, how hard you work. Nothing else. I don't care if you're black, white, I don't care if you're a girl, I don't care if you're a boy, it doesn't matter. How well do you do the job? Or how well does your platoon, your company, your group do the job? So meritocracy rewards hard work. Very good. Wasn't always that way. Wasn't always that way in our nation's military. And there's a few group of people that you should know about. Some of you have heard about the Tuskegee Airmen. Tuskegee Airmen were a group of African American pilots and support staff that had the best record in World War II for escorting bomber groups. What does that mean? Big bombers, big bomber aircraft dropping bombs have escorts. And the escorts are designed to make sure no other enemy aircraft gets towards the bombers. The Tuskegee Airmen had the best record as escort aviators, pilots. The best record. So if I'm flying a bomber and I'm a U.S. Army Air Corps pilot, I don't care if the Tuskegee Airmen are black, purple, plaid. I don't care. If I want to survive that mission, who do I want?
The best.
The Tuskegee Airmen. And they overcame prejudice, bias, inferior tools, all kinds of challenges no one else could imagine to be the best. In the United States Marine Corps, we have an association called the Montford Point Marines. Montford Point Marines are Marines that are African American heritage that said, I want to join the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps at the time said, okay, we'll take you, but you'll be in segregated units. That's the way it was at that time. As the United States Marine Corps was commencing its island hopping Japanese attack, we went from one island to another island, and it became very difficult. And the Japanese were really a real fearful enemy and really hammering the United States Marine Corps. And it got to the point where Marine planners approached General Smith, who was in charge of all the Marines in the Pacific at that time, and they said, Howling Mad Smith, they said, we need to use the Marines, this is the term they used back then, we need to use the Negro Marines. And he said, well, they've never fought in battle. He said, sir, we need to use them now. We need these Marines. And there were some staff members who were racist. As a Marine, this hurts me to say this, but there were some staff members who said, hey, they'll run. They'll run at the first fire. And other staff members said, well, we have no choice. We're not doing too well here. Do you want to win? And other staff members said, hey, they're Marines, so let's get them out there. The first day that the Negro Marines came forward from their support positions, came forward to the fighting lines, the Marines that were there, all Caucasian, were scared. They said, we must be doing badly now if they're bringing up these guys. That's what they said. They said, good God, this is a quote. They said, good God, they're Negroes. After 2 days of fighting, after just 2 days, 48 hours of fighting, those Marines, those Montford Point Marines, acquitted themselves so well that after 2 days, the same Marines that first said, good God, they're Negroes, the same Marines said, thank God, they're Marines. Thank God.